Hey guys. So yeah, I was just peacefully doing some lower Curist runs and Countess runs, and all of a sudden, Diablo Walks the Earth comes on. The screen starts shaking. It's around like 10:15 at that time. I figured I'd do like an hour of runs, and then this happens. Yes, I did have to get up for work the next day, so I was debating whether to do this. It was a I was on players 8, and my sorceress has been um, level 86, and I've been playing for about 3 or 4 weeks now. Back on Diablo 2 after 20 years, and up until what you see here, I was doing this for 2 hours, so I was probably in about 50 something deaths. Um, but with trial and error and a lot of frustration, finally worked out. But here's just a little bit of a compilation of all the deaths that I've had. So I tried every spec: lightning, fire, cold. I went on forums trying to find out how to defeat him as a sorceress. Um, for a while, I thought I was making progress because I was staticking, or using static until he was at 50%. I lost about like $5 million in gold, and then I just gave up on my mercenary. Uh, So I would static him down to 50%, and then I try to use, fireball or whatever I would max out my skills. Being that I'm using Plugy, yes, I kept switching my specs, and nothing was working. So I then found out I had Bone Hew, which was an axe, and it does prevent monster heal. So I tried to use that on my mercenary, but then I read that after like half an hour to an hour, oh, the mercenaries prevent monster heal doesn't actually work on him. So I wasted all that time, and I couldn't figure out why he wasn't, um, stopping him from regenerating all his health. Finally, the only option I had was to actually use it on my sorceress, so I had a respec to take off all my health, which is why I have like no health, and I was just like stacking all the charms I had for more health, and be able to wield the bone hew axe. Um, so I finally, and then I had to use enchant weapon to actually get like a 50% chance to hit with this bone hew axe. And finally, I got into a little bit of a rhythm after dying like 70 plus times. I gave up on a mercenary after he died. I don't even know how many times. I didn't want to count. Uh, but eventually, after 3 plus hours, I finally got him below half health. And every minute or so, I would have to reapply that prevent monster heal. Or if I would die, he would just, regenerate again. So it was extremely frustrating. I mean, I never actually defeated the Diablo clone, and I played a lot 20 years ago. But being that this was players 8, and I had my sorceress. I mean, I've done the Ubers with my smiter, but I've never actually even seen Diablo clone in BattleNet when I played 20 years ago. So I figure, I gotta do this. This will be a milestone in my Diablo 2 career, and I decided to do static orb, and I just kept, um, and I actually couldn't even have teleport because all my skills were into orb and orb static and that enchant weapon. Just in case he started regenerating again, I have to hit him with the bone hew and then run back to town. And I use my mercenary as a little bit of a distraction at times, but I was down, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, million gold, which I was saving for a gambling video, but I guess not. Um, so, I mean, as we got closer and closer, I got more nervous that I was gonna die, and then he was gonna regenerate all his health again, and I would be back to another half hour of this battle with this guy. Uh, and my orb isn't really weak either. I'm doing 400 plus damage. Because I'm using like, I don't know, Tarnhelm, Serpent Skin of the Magi, anything to get plus skills. And then I was using like Dwarf Star for my Fire Absorb, and I even stopped using energy shield because I didn't have the skill points and it was just draining my mana too quick. So I was just going with 666 health, 667 health, or 500. What is that number? 5 or 6? I know the numbers are messed up. 567 health. And finally, by like 1:30, I saw the end, and it was awesome. My first Anni ever to drop. I mean, I traded for some in the past, but I've never actually killed the Diablo clone, so I finally got it. It was awesome. Now, I went back to town and decided to identify it. I didn't even care what the role was, but, you know, the role wasn't great, but I got the $1 skills, which I needed for uh, $1 skills, one slot, and that's it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, but milestone for me. Thanks for watching.